And today we get started with a little addendum. Have you ever been going down a checklist, think you've done everything on it, and then upon reflection go, hold on, I think I might have missed something, and then not know what the devil that thing was for a good long while? Well, yeah, this right here. I forgot completely about this invisible wall that held the comet spell behind it, as well as another stone sword key. So yeah, just, I have no idea how I completely forgot this was a thing. But now I've remembered, and now I've bothered all of you with screwing up the opening of this episode. But, oh, and we're not done yet either. There's a... I did it again. I forgot that there was even more to this room. Sorcerers. Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything else in here. We'll find out if I'm right about that in a little while, but for now, let's return to our trip down to the Church of Vows. Alright, we're back. And now, let's wind our way to the Church of Vows if we can. It's been a long while since I've had to venture this way. Come to think of it, I'm probably gonna want to put a marker. Now, we won't be going after any of the mausoleums. Not the walking kind, anyway. And the simple answer for why we won't is that I'm going to wait until I have far, far more of the, well, remembrances before I decide which ones I want to use. Because the mausoleums can be used to duplicate remembrances. But you can only use a mausoleum to do that once. Ooh, broke my guard. Didn't quite put that between my eyes, and you're going to regret the fact that you didn't. Okay. We have a sight of grace before this fallen head. Well, nothing I can do for the old man. Not even rightly sure who the statue is supposed to be representing. Oh. And I noticed the shiny after. Well, I guess this is a quick enough return trip. Hopefully. I should hope they would load it in quickly, considering I'm literally going 5 feet away. But we shall see, I suppose. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Now to remember exactly where that was. Over here? Ah, there it is. Frenzy Flamestone. Yes, we did come from dealing with the village of the Frenzied Flame. Deal with, I say. We passed on through it hastily. At the time, we were weak yet. And I certainly was not yet prepared for the amount of nonsense over that way. Ah. Out on the open plains, we have some unpleasantness. No, I am not dealing with you. Okay. Got you. Ay. Now you've got a glimpse of why I chose to sneak around one of those we found on the approach to Rea Lucaria. It simply isn't worth the hassle to engage those things from the front. Got his cloak, but no sign yet of his sword dropping. Yes, the Slender Noble sword. One of the rarer weapons. And frankly, it has no right to be so rare. It's not even any good, really. Okay. Going to be a bastard, are you? Too bad for you, I know my way around. And you certainly do not have enough of a wallop to get the better of me. Ah, and now we've finally arrived at the Church of Vows. And we have a gift for Bach. Golden tailoring tools and sewing needle. And we have a gigantic tortoise.
You're tarnished, aren't you? I welcome you to the Church of Vows. I am Miriel, steward of this sacred chamber. My apologies for the unseemly state of affairs. Do you know the origin of this place? How it came to be known as the Church of Vows?
As it happens, I do not. Of course, I recall this story, but I shall allow Miriel to explain it for me to start with. And then I can elaborate as we move onward.
Well, that is a shame. But who can blame you? The shattering has caused us, all of us, to lose sight of something very dear. It is here, at the Church of Vows, that the great houses of the Erdtree and the Moon were joined by the matrimonial bond between red-haired Radagon and Renala of the Full Moon. And so our church holds in view the monuments of both houses, the Erdtree of the capital and the Academy of Lucaria. Oh, was there something you needed? You are free to show yourself around. I would serve as your guide, only my legs aren't what they used to be. If you find anything of use, you are free to take it with you. Unless, perhaps, you are in search of instruction, in which case I will share all that I know.
How very gracious of you. And you know a few sorceries that I do not. And I do have eventual use for incantations as well. What can you tell me of Radagon?
You wish to know more of Lord Radagon? Lord Radagon was a great champion, possessed of flowing red locks. He came to these lands at the head of a great golden host. When he met Lady Renala in battle, he soon repented his territorial aggressions there, and became husband to the Carian queen. However, when Godfrey, first Elden Lord, was hounded from the lands between, Radagon left Renala to return to the Erdtree capital, becoming Queen Marika's second husband and king consort, taking the title of Second Elden Lord. The mystery endures to this day as to why Lord Radagon would cast Lady Renala aside, and moreover, why a mere champion would be chosen for the seat of Elden Lord.
Now that particular comment, why would a mere champion be chosen to become the next Elden Lord? That has been a curiosity to me for some time. And I believe I have an answer, my interpretation if you will. But first, let's see what he has to say about Renala.
You wish to know more of Lady Renala? She is queen, head of the Carian royal family, and governor of the Academy of Lucaria, the great and beautiful full moon witch. Sadly, her heart was broken when Lord Radagon left her. And then, when the Academy rebelled against the royals, she was locked away in the Grand Library.
I was wondering somewhat how it came to be that Caria Manor was besieged, and yet Renala, the queen, head of the Carian family, should end up remaining locked away in the Lucaria Academy, and thus be parted from her kin. I suppose that answers it. Now, as for my guess concerning Radagon, well, it's a bit of a spoiler, so those of you who have not played all the way to the end and know the truth of Radagon and Marika, well, you know what, I'm actually going to hold off on this discussion. There are many things I might say, but we need to wait a little longer. Because there are some details that we must wait until we get to Lindell to uncover. And when we do uncover them, then I will lay out my guess, my interpretation of events. Suffice it to say that I believe Radigan was neither wholly innocent nor wholly guilty of much that happened concerning the fall of the Erdtree and the Elden Rings breaking. I thought I went the wrong way. We were slanting a bit too high up, and then the Beastmen arrived. It made me waste a flask. No matter. Easily mended at a grace. Now then, I do have a few lore crafting, that is, ideas, as I'm sure most of us have had. But as I said, partially at least, I make this playthrough under the impression that you who's listening might not have actually played this game through to its conclusion before. You never know. You might be one of the handful who hasn't actually seen this all the way to the end yet. You might be playing along, for all I know. And I certainly wouldn't mind it if you did. You are taking a long time to die. A long time to die. Oh, that's not nearly enough damage. Ow. Well, this is going nowhere. Finally. And he didn't even have the good grace to give to me his halberd for all that trouble. Ah, the river. Should we go down here just yet? Well, yeah, I think I will. I don't feel like having to murder that golem again just to open this door. It was a bit of an annoyance, just how long that took. And here we get a glimpse of the world below. Now, we will be coming down here far more in the future. But right now, there are some other things I would like to do before we really get stuck in. I'd actually like to get a few more items along the way. For instance, I'll open up a few more graces along this side of Liurnia. to make life easier going forward. Alright, and we're back. And we have these camps of the flame monks. Servants of the Godskin, nobles and apostles. To say that I disdain this lot would be a gross understatement. I loathe quite a bit about these guys. Oh, I can actually stagger you with that. Would have been lovely if you coughed up your armor. I did, in fact, bother to farm up a set of the Black Flame Monk armor. But I did not, and have not yet, ground out a set of of the Red Flame variety. Though admittedly these are more orange than they are red. Looks like I might just have come the wrong way for this. Oh, no. I can make it back, alright. I wasn't entirely sure that I could. But quite pleased that we can. And we have another painting. The Rea Lucaria Academy, with a minor Erdtree to one side of it, near gravestones. Presumably it's going to be that minor Erdtree. But we'll leave that be for now. You're not the only one with a stance. Ow. Ouchie ouch, okay. Two of us have pokey sticks. Mine has a fair bit longer reach. And now you see why I came this way. For the Dragon Cult Prayer Book. I will eventually be buying up every last incantation and every last sorcery. And when we get that far, I will have quite a few things to say. Ow. Yes, I'm going to wait to do most of my lore stuff. At least until after I've actually amassed my repertoire of knowledge once again. I made fresh. This is a fresh save file after all. And I decided that I would actually remove my prior saves. So at the present, I actually don't have access to most of my repertoire. I have to learn everything once again. But that's fine. It simply means that I get to freshen up on the details, which was the entire point of this playthrough after all. Shadows of the Erdtree. Now that I am looking forward to immensely. Well, let's see. Good, there is indeed a path leading downward for us. Flame Monk hasn't noticed us yet. He will after this. I dare say that he got my point. Now, naturally, well, I do like the Moonveil. Some of my sorcery options already eclipse it. So, if I get Somber 5, I will be using it to upgrade the Regal Scepter instead of the Moonveil, or any of my other weapons for that matter. Now, there's not much I can do with this. Not yet, if I remember correctly. We need a gift from Ronnie in order to make use of this place. The wisdom of the moon and stars. Yes, the Carian princess, Ronnie. We'll rest here. Recover our strength. Yeah. Yes, indeed. There's an item we need to place there. We can still do a bit of exploring. And there is a nasty foe here. But we will not be able to learn all the secrets of this place. I'm actually thinking that I'm going to bring out the Reduvia. Yeah. I think I'll use the Reduvia and Bleed for this next section. Because this next guy is going to be highly resistant to basically all sorcery. Yes, I do not appreciate being jump scared. And that right there was our first sign that things were getting spooky around here. Looks like I can actually have the Moonveil equipped as well. I keep the Reduvia so that I can bleed them and have a decent source of damage that isn't magical. Yeah. Where did you go? Yep, and this is the sorcerer that I warned you of. The little bastard has a nasty proclivity for simply scarpering at the first sign of danger. Ow. Fortunately, the fool is wasting all of his shots at the moment. Because if he hits me with those, it will hurt a lot. Ooh, gotcha. I didn't even know I would hit him there, but... oh, cheeky. And there he goes, scarpering again. Carian Glintstone Staff. So, for the Carian Piercer and Slicer, that staff will give a bonus. Though at the moment, I prefer the Scepter. I have the stat line to use it, it's already upgraded, and it will also... oh. Have higher scaling on the whole, and for general use, it is a bit stronger. Ow. Now that I've thought on it, so that's 49, this is 71. So yeah, this is definitely the better magic defense shield. You should be running. But now it's too late for that. I wish that sorcery were worth more than it is. But... well... it's still worth something. Now we have a few more minions of his dealt with. Now, this is close to as high up as we can get for now. Oh, there's one more. Alright. I think there'll be a way up from here. I forget whether... let's look around for a minute. I think there might be a ladder. Yes, there it is. This bit reminds me of a few moments in Bloodborne. Specifically in the Old Hunters DLC. They had a similar trick there as well. But I shan't spoil either of those just yet. And just like in Bloodborne, we have rats. Unlike Bloodborne, though, I have a much better means of dispatching the rats safely. Now, let's see. We have a little further to go. No. Oh, I thought I heard something squeaky. So I can one-shot them with some of my sorcery. But if I try with the sword, it's 3 swings. The upside for the sword... Oh, blimey. Let's be very careful. Inching my way around that. Ay ay. We have a body hanging upside down from here, impossibly. Hint, hint. Cerulean Seed Talisman. I'd say that's worth it for now. I don't need the extra equip load at the moment, so this is acceptable. Now, unfortunately, this is as far as we can go in this area for now. Quite simply, we do not have the option to investigate this place further and reach the Divine Tower of Liurnia. Now, it occurs to me that I may not have to go all the way down the length of this wall of Liurnia. I can reach this particular portion of it from the lake itself. Well, at least I believe I can. We'll find out soon enough. An item that I missed despite being right bloody next to a grace. Ay ay. Here we have a rather nasty creature. This is the one. And it has sorcerer backup all over this place. Oh, and he's still managed to hit me. Wonderful. Oh well. Not like it did him any good. And now we have a portal. Let's see where this takes us. I've genuinely forgotten. And that does also remind me, I'm going to have to go to the 4 belfries at some point. Though I think I'm going to hold off on that. Simply because I've only got the 1 key at the moment. And there are, as the name implies, 4 belfries and 4 portals that will take us to wildly different locations. Ah. So that was kind of a waste. It's very useful early on. Map, would you load in already? No, you will not, apparently. I don't know why it's doing that. But ever since I started up this playthrough, I've been noticing that it just does not want to load in. At least, so far, it's usually managed to load in eventually. It's a damn good thing we can leave markers. Otherwise, this would be a bit of a crapshoot. And yes, I was right. You can, in fact, work your way up. There is a shore that you can ascend. Hail to the spirit. Oh, it's one of you again. Shabriri grapes. Soldiers of the Cuckoo. I certainly have no compunction about slaying you lot. Ooh. Dogs. Dogs have been terrible in literally every FromSoft game ever made. And these are absolutely no exception. Well then. I have yet to find a grace around these parts. Another piece of gargantuan stonework. It's almost like these things are just falling out of the sky. Because otherwise they seem rather random, don't they? As we found them here in Liurnia and all the way back in Limgrave. Makes you wonder where they come from, doesn't it? I'll rest here to recover our lost resources. Now I finally have a means of getting back here. Nope, still no sword. Giants. And I believe there's a carriage. Ah, yes, there is. My. But the stamina consumption on that was basically non-existent. The tree spear. Yeah, this is what we saw on the far side over there a few episodes back. And while I remember, there is another caravan guarding yet another enchanted weapon. And I guess I might as well murder another Erdtree avatar. And glean the rewards of another minor Erdtree while I'm at it. I believe, if I've got the place right, that the Carian longsword will be dropped by the chest that I will be looting. Though that one might take a little bit longer. We shall see. Now I actually... Ow. I actually kinda want the armor set of these guys. The Guardian Sentinels. Let's activate the summoning pool. I don't think I'll need it. But it's still nice to have all the same. Nope. A little overestimated my reach there. Nope. Recognize my mistake. Yep. Getting greedy. Definitely. Definitely greed. Yep. All of you lot have that, don't you? Finally got the hang of you. I say that I get literally stomped on. Low stamina consumption does not mean none. Okay. Cerulean Crystal Tear and the Ruptured Crystal Tear. And around here we have a handful of guardians. As I work my way around the rear of the tree, just to see if there's anything else that might be gleaned, I shall certainly slay any further sentinels. Or in this case, I should use their proper term, guardians. As otherwise, it might be confusing again. These guys are technically acting as sentinels, guarding the tree. But there are, in fact, Erdtree sentinel enemies. Great big golden fellas. And they are a fair bit bigger fish than these fellas are. By that same token, it's going to be a very long while before I'm going to be able to get my hands on the sentinel armor. Now let's see. Somewhere along this side, I believe I will find a caravan moving another weapon. Nice little hidey hole you had there. If I wasn't already looking for a fight, you might have missed my notice. Too bad for you. We have a path leading down. And then we have this here. Ah, returning to the roots. To the roots of death, mayhaps? No, you're not getting away from me that easy. Ugh, come on. Unlike that, we've pretty much recovered all the flasks I used up fighting the tree avatar. Yep, and there's the mausoleum. The Road's End Catacombs. I think we'll come back to this a little later. Well, I remember, I'm going after that Carian sword. It has one of my favorite Ashes of War. Though, unfortunately for it, it is not a unique Ash of War. The Carian Grandeur. That spell can be charged up to 3 levels, as I recall. The third one makes for quite the spectacular slash. But, alas, the longsword itself is not the singular best possessor of that spell. It is the only one that innately has it, as I recall. But I believe I've actually already found the means by which you can give any regular weapon that Ash of War. Now, let's see if my memory is serving me or not. Somewhere along the shore, there should be a caravan. But, well, let's have a quick little aside to slaughter the inhabitant of this Evergale. Oh, it's a giant. Oh, I didn't realize he just kept going. Ooh. Ow. Great Blade Phalanx. Not a bad spell. Yes, as you might have noticed, I kind of gave up on melee range with that fellow. After getting smacked in the face by the giant phalanx blade. Yeah, I just had enough. Let's see, I'm thinking now that I have the wrong side. Maybe. If the map would load up. No. No, I don't actually know. Well, won't be too much longer before we find out definitively. Siren calling to us. It is a lovely song. Just a pity for the creature that sings it. Let's rest here to recover after our kind of botched engagement with the giant. Ah, wait. I think I know. Might be over here that I was thinking of. We have a whole bunch of angry jellyfish spirits. Oh, and here we found the jellyfish shield. Let's see, actually, did I forget whether I picked that up or not. Oh, yes, I did. Interesting little tidbit, that. Ah, there it is. certainly have enough guards. I'm wishing I had a better AoE on hand. Okay. Ay. Just a few enemies left in the way. And now to claim my reward. Nope, looks like they're not ready to cough it up just yet. I said stop. A Night of the Cuckoo. I'm wearing your armor. I have in fact slain your brethren. So you are as nothing to me. Now I claim my reward. Yep, the Carian Knight's sword. Now, I actually rather like the look of this weapon. Yep, finally have the sword. I like the design, but it's a little on the short side. But I do love the Ash of War. And on that note, I think I will end today's episode. If you've enjoyed this, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a good day.